On January 14th, I had the opportunity to meet with the new mayor of Brantford, Kevin Davis. It was like more of an introductory meeting, although him and I have known each other for some years, as our daughters used to swim together at the Brantford Aquatic Club about 20 years ago. So glad to be looking forward to working with him. On the 15th, I did get a call from the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, the Honourable Stephen Clark. He just wanted to alert us that there were going to be some amendments to the growth plan being announced for the GTA area, the Greater Toronto area. And on January 16th, Annette Verschuren, who is the chair and CEO of NR Store Inc., visited Six Nations along with some of her colleagues, and we're talking about possible partnership with them on energy storage. And on January 16th, the president of the University of Waterloo visited our community, as well as Six Nations Polytech, both campuses. I am on the board of governors at the University of Waterloo, and after our first meeting, I had invited him to come down and get to know us a little bit better. On the 17th, we attended an unveiling of a mural at Six Nations Polytech, which was done by Raymond Sky, and I encourage everyone to go up and take a look at it if you get the chance. On January 22nd, I was in Toronto to attend a meeting with some other folks from throughout Ontario. We met with the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport to talk about how we can get the new board and president in place in the Ontario Indigenous Sport Body. On the 23rd, myself and Councillor Carl Hill attended a session put on by Youth Life Promotion, and it was how to engage youth more. Later that day, I went to Brantford and spoke at the workforce planning class at Grand Erie. And that evening, we had Theo Fleury at the gathering place. Theo, of course, is a former NHL player who came out that he was sexually abused when he was a young man. And he talked about that. He talked about some of the mental issues he had suffered with, as well as the alcohol and drug abuse. It was a full house and very good message that was given to our community. As I mentioned, on the 24th, we had our community meeting on cannabis. And on the 25th, myself and our Human Services Committee, along with our Director of Health Services and her staff, met with the new CEO of the Brantford General Hospital, or the Brant Healthcare System, Dr. David McNeil, along with Paul Emerson, who is the new chair of the board. So after that meeting, we had the 1-year celebration for Ogwedeni Dao. 1 year already for them, and it was a fine celebration in the afternoon of January 25th. And then, as I mentioned, we did attend the Royal Ontario Municipalities Conference in Toronto. After that ended, I stayed in Toronto to attend the annual gala for the Canadian Council on Aboriginal Business. And I was back in Toronto again in the evening of the 31st with the residential school survivors who are working on the Mohawk Village Memorial Park on the grounds of the Woodland Cultural Centre. There was an architect firm, Taylor Hazel, in Toronto, who had hosted a fundraising event for this group, and they asked me to join them, so I did. I'm very supportive of them. On February 2nd, I had the opportunity to visit Everlasting Tree School, who had a little marionette show going called The Dancing Stars. It was quite entertaining, and really proud of the school for putting that on. And later in the evening, I attended a Brant Muslim Association annual appreciation and award ceremony. This was the second time they've done it. It's put on at the Brantford Mosque, and they gave out a number of awards to people from the communities, and one of the award winners this year was Amos Key, who received an award for social justice. So I was glad to be there and take part in that presentation. And this past week, on Monday, February 4th, we had students from the University of Guelph visiting our community. They were with Professor Sherry Longboat, who is their professor and is also from our community. We're really proud of the work Sherry's doing up there. On the 5th of February, I attended my regular Board of Governors meeting at the University of Waterloo. And then the following day, I took part in a conference call with the Grand Chiefs and the political confederacy members through the Chiefs of Ontario. And today I had lunch with the Mayor of Brantford, the Mayor of Brant County, the MP Phil McColman, and the MPP Will Bouma, and Chief Stacey Laforme, and we've all just agreed to come together on a regular basis just to have lunch together and again establish those relationships.